Hi everyone, my name is Saebra Pipoly and I'm the owner and founder of Hoofs and Footfalls, and today I'm actually doing a remote interview with a fellow instructor in the equine assisted activities and therapies industry. So today we have Stefani here with us, and Stefani, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, Saebra, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. I'm Stefani Viktora Zabala. I am the Director of Organizational Development at the McCormick Research Institute, which is a PATH International Premier Accredited Center in St. Cloud, Florida.
Awesome. And so you've been in Florida, but what other states have you also been in the industry?
Yeah, I started at a center in Iowa and was there for about 6 years, and then moved to Colorado, where I worked for a variety of different centers for the last 10 years. And Florida's a new place for me. I just moved here the day before Thanksgiving in 2019. So for about 4 or 5 months now, and I've been with McCormick for about 3 months. So kind of finishing up my work around the country and getting to see a lot of cool programs along the way.
Right, that's awesome. So how did you even get started in equine assisted activities and therapies? How did you find out about this whole industry?
Someone from a center in Iowa did a presentation at my middle school about the Center Miracles in Motion, and I decided that I wanted to volunteer there, and so my mom dropped me off, and that was my entire life, all through high school. So started there when I was 14, spent 6 years there as a volunteer, did all the different volunteer roles, and worked up to being their barn and property manager, and actually got to live on site, which was the dream job when I was 18. Got to live and take care of all the ponies there. And then they supported me through completing my instructor certification in 2009.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you started as a volunteer, because I think a lot of instructors start as volunteers. I know I did, and I think that's kind of an invaluable place to start, because you know what it's like on that end.
It really is. It's so much, you learn so much as a volunteer when you first get started, then learn all the different teaching techniques that they teach you when you're a sidewalker, and you learn a lot of horse handling skills too. And it's the longest job interview of your life. This industry, I swear, you're always on a job interview, and it starts when you're first volunteering at a place. So if you want to go work at a center, go volunteer there. Yeah. They will hire you eventually.
See, those of you that have asked me about how do you get in the industry, I tell you, volunteering.
Volunteer.
Stephanie will back me up on that.
Yes, I hire exclusively from my volunteer base.
Yeah. So what kind of certifications do you have? You actually have one that's not quite as common. So what ones do you have?
Yeah, so I have my PATH International Advanced Therapeutic Riding Instructor certification with the new CTRI designation. Then I have my ESMHL, and then the oddball is the Interactive Vaulting Instructor certification, because we don't all want to sit on our horses. Right. Sometimes backflips are needed.
So what order did you get those in?
I got the registered instructor, now the CTRI. Then I got my ESMHL and vaulting in the same year, and then got my advanced about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm also a PATH mentor and accreditation site visitor.
Yes.
Kind of fell sprinkled in there too.
Right. That's awesome. So you've had a chance to work at a bunch of different centers, a bunch of different states. What, kind of looking back throughout your career so far, because I know you're still going in the industry and hopefully in it for many years, what's probably been one of the most rewarding things about working in equine assisted activities and therapies?
That's such a hard one. Like, can I say everything? It's also rewarding. If I had to pick one, like, true love, I would say that it's mentoring instructors. And I hope that each instructor that I have worked with knows that they have been my pride and joy through this entire journey through the industry. And so I love mentoring them towards their first certification or to go on to using and applying their new skills. And then my biggest joys come from seeing those instructors go on to be successful with their own participants.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a, excuse me, is there a certain, type of class, whether it's equine assisted learning or vaulting or therapeutic horsemanship, is there kind of a class that's like your niche, that is like your favorite to teach?
I love teaching adults with physical disabilities and teaching them how to use the framework of the horse to help redevelop or strengthen the framework of their own body, and getting to troubleshoot together of how we can still be mobile and active, even though off the horse might have those limitations.
Right. That's awesome. That's really cool. And then, so we talked about the good, about, what do you enjoy? What would be like a major challenge that you've overcome that you could maybe share a little bit about, maybe encourage some other instructors and help them with that?
Agreeing on the correct way to spell lunging.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely that one.
No.
We won't even try and see which camp we fall into. There's only one correct answer. It's L-U-N-G-I-N-G.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. No, interview over. No, just kidding.
Okay, yeah, you can stop it right now.
Oh,
we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. We overcame it.
That's funny. Okay.
Seriously, I think biggest challenge is probably what we experience as an industry as a whole on being able to prove that the activities and services that we provide are valid, and being able to overcome that challenge of measuring the efficacy of our program so that we can play in all of the same leagues of other therapy organizations or adaptive recreation. And so the only way we can keep doing that is push for more research and then keep documenting in our own programs what we're doing. And so we can see those measurable successes that we know are happening. Mm-hmm. We need to be able to see them on the global scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, global scale, working together, collaboration, coming together to use common methods. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Awesome. So one of the reasons, one, we're both kind of a little slowed down because of the whole quarantine time right now that we're recording this in. So I've been wanting to do an interview with you, but also during this time, you have started up a really cool project. And so that is something that I have been wanting to have you share and just share with other instructors. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so through all of this, about 3.5 weeks ago, we created the Virtual Education Co-Op, and that came as a result of feeling overwhelmed and seeing others overwhelmed about the task of educating their participants virtually. We've only, in this industry, done this as an in-person thing with our participants, so definitely a new territory for everybody, including myself. And I had some experience developing online education, and so figured if a few of us put our heads together on it, we could come up with a few activities that would support centers in being able to deliver their online education. And so what the co-op has created is a platform of lesson plans and activities and ways to learn skills and practice skills about horses, and it's all delivered through a website or through a learning management system. And then we've grown astronomically. So it was me and a few people that I invited initially one day. And now 3 weeks later, there's 500 people in the Facebook group and probably 100 really active people working to create content so that centers have access to lesson plans and activities to provide to their participants.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's not just in the US, you've got some international participants as well, right?
We do. Yes, so there are some contributing members from China, from Spain, from Puerto Rico, and Australia most recently.
That's awesome.
We're seeing some widespread use of it, and we offer regular meetings so that we all come together a few times a week and support each other and keep working on activities together.
Very neat. So how do instructors or how do centers kind of get involved, and how can they not only benefit from it, but also help contribute and help this grow?
Yeah, we have new members joining all the time and definitely encourage it. We have a mindset of take what you need and contribute what you can. So you can join and use the activities even if you don't feel like you have the resources to contribute something. But I promise that once you get in there, you'll find an idea that turns into an activity. And that's been really fun with it, of people getting started saying, I have no idea what to do with it or how to contribute. I'm like, give it time. You will have this epiphany that's going to totally change how we deliver an activity. And so every meeting that we have, I always wonder what the co-op is going to look like when we're done with that meeting. We always go in so many different directions, and it's been this really evolving thing. So people can get involved. You can join our Facebook group or check out the education site at virtualeducationcoop.com. If you need resources for your center, there's a variety of activities and full lesson plans that you can use to deliver your virtual lessons. And then we offer regular coaching meetings where we go through how to implement each activity in your center, as well as learning some new technology tools so that everyone in the co-op walks away with new skills that they can implement then later on down the road.
That's awesome. And so is this something, because I know it's kind of virtual right now due to this situation we're in while we're recording this interview, but is this going to be something that you see continuing on after this whole quarantine time is over? Is it something that instructors can implement in person? How do you see this kind of evolving as we move forward?
Yeah, I think as each week unfolds, so my vision keeps expanding for how this will get used. I think as instructors and centers, we can continue to offer virtual lessons even after we resume regular lessons as a way to supplement what we're currently doing, and gives us other tools of ways to teach our participants that can expand beyond the arena. And I will definitely keep this going. We've put a lot of work into it, and I think it will be a resource that can be used for many years to come in a variety of different ways. We've been brainstorming of how a lot of it can be summer camp curriculum, or that we can offer to our students that are in a competitive areas such as Special Olympics, so that we can help them advance their skills even further as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. It really, you know, having worked at a Premier Credit Center that was really busy, you know, running out of time to go in person to places or serve those large groups. And you've really kind of found the solution to that of more time efficient and more staff efficient. And it's kind of cool to see how it can maybe be applied in the future after all.
Yeah, again, everything changes week to week. And so I'm really excited to see what it will be. I think we all have our kind of long-term visions of what the future is going to look like, and there's some big dreams that I think the co-op has for how this will be used. So I'm looking forward to making those dreams a reality, and we can keep using this product.
So are there a couple like activities or lessons that are in there that come to the top of your brain of like some of your favorites that have come up so far?
Yeah, one that I've worked on the last couple days is probably the freshest in my mind, is an activity all about wild Mustangs. And it incorporates different horsemanship skills with just kind of a different focus on it being about Mustangs. And so it's in a slideshow format, but then triggers choices and discussions to have between an instructor and the participant, where they get to choose the color of a horse. So that opens up a chance to talk about the different colors that they might like or want to have, and then steps to training their horse to prepare for the extreme Mustang makeover. So they get to make choices on what tricks they want them to learn, what they want their freestyle to look like, how to keep our horse healthy and look like they're in shape and well conditioned. So it expands into the wider range of all horsemanship things while being focused on a specific topic. So it allows you to work off of your students' interests and then still learn about the global area of horsemanship.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining in for this interview. And it's been really fun to see your project grow and develop, and you know, jumping on as many things as I can in that group. But I really, really encourage any instructors or centers out there to you know, check out your website, check out the online platform that you have, jump in the Facebook group and start collaborating. And I'll put the information of how to access the co-op website in the Facebook group and contact you in this video and on the screen here, as well as in comments wherever this is posted. But do you want to share one more time how people can get involved and where to find you?
Yes, the easiest way is at virtualeducationcoop.com. You can also find our Facebook group, which is Virtual Education Co-op. It's a closed group, so you just have to request access and I'll get you there. And you can also email me at Stefani@virtualeducationcoop.com.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day over in Florida and stay safe, and we'll I guess not see you in person, but we'll see you around and virtual stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Saebra. I appreciate all of your support.
Yep, no problem. Thanks.